I'm hiking in the Sonoran Desert near Tucson, Arizona. It's early spring and the desert is waking up. Time to practice the hand drill. Today I've chosen to use stock of yucca. It meets the criteria: dead, dry, soft, but not too soft. Wherever you are, you can use this criteria to identify new sources of friction fire material. I'm taking this stock back to camp. I'll also need some dry, fibrous, flammable material to make a tinder bundle in which I'll fan a friction-generated ember into flame. This dried grass will do very nicely. I'm cutting a 12-inch section out of this yucca stock to make it easier to use during the fire building process. Now I'm splitting this section to make it flat on both sides. It needs to be about 1/2 inch thick. Inside my pack I have drill material I've been collecting all winter. It comes from areas nearby. I have sunflower, cattail, shin-dagger, and dock. They all meet the same criteria: strong, straight, symmetrical, dead and dry stalks with a soft, pithy core, sound and round and able to withstand the inward and downward pressures of being firmly spun between both hands. Here I'm making a starter hole for the drill. It needs to be precisely placed so that the drill hole comes just shy of the edge of the fireboard. This placement is perfect. Now I'm using the drill to burn and shape the starter hole. The placement of this hole is important because it needs to line up with the notch I'll be cutting out next. Yep, everything is lining up properly. I like to cut the notch at an angle below the drill hole, a wedge beginning at the top side of the fireboard and extending underneath to the bottom side of the hole. The mouth of the notch needs to be as wide as the hole and super smooth, free of burrs and spurs, so the hot sawdust can flow freely, allowing plenty of air, thus avoiding smothering the ember. Next, I'll place the coal catch under the fireboard. Here you can see the notch. The coal catch is a flat piece of something that is dry and wide enough to catch the hot sawdust as it flows in and out of the notch. It will also eventually be used to transfer the ember to the tinder bundle. Now it's time for the nitty-gritty part of the process, creating an ember in the notch by hand spinning the drill in the drill hole. It takes practice and patience to master this step. The spinning process yields sawdust as the drill and fireboard rub together. The idea is to generate enough friction heat to create a glowing ember. The actual flame comes later on. We're fast forwarding right here. It requires a combination of the right speed, the right inward pressure between both hands, and the right downward pressure to generate an ember. The fruit of this beautiful balance is a glowing ember and a happy heart, and sometimes shortness of breath, sore hands, blisters, and tired muscles. Here's what the hole looks like. Now that we have a hot glowing ember, we need to carefully transfer it to the tinder bundle using the coal catch. We have some time, a few seconds, to allow the ember to spread and strengthen. I'm adding a coal extender, shell fungus from a nearby mesquite tree, to increase the life and size of the ember, thus improving my chances of the tinder bursting into a flame as I blow on it. Fold the tinder bundle up and around the ember. Hold it in such a way as to avoid sparks landing on your hands and clothing, and so the wind blows the smoke away from your face. Blow softly at first, and then as the smoke thickens, blow harder until the tinder bundle bursts into a flame. Here we're fast forwarding. Voila! Fire! That's all, folks. Thank you for watching. Until next time, God bless and practice, practice, practice.